Hello, everyone. Welcome to Martine's Musings podcast. I'm your host, MartineFelton, and today I wanted to continue my Divine Feminine Rising series, and we're going to be discussing the alpha female today. So that's really interesting, something that really interests me because I kind of identify as an alpha female. Um, and we're going to be talking about what does the alpha female need, okay? And you would tend to think that an alpha female doesn't really need anything, but on the contrary, she does. She really does. So, what is an alpha female? Um, Well, we know that alpha is a Greek letter. It's the first Greek letter. It's the A. It's the beginning. Um, represents the leader. And an alpha female is basically a woman who is a leader, uh, who has the characteristics of leadership. They are ambitious, successful, confident, and all of the things. She's always doing something. She likes to handle things herself, and she's like a one-woman show in some instances, and just all around, go-getter. And sometimes an alpha female can be an entrepreneur, can be a single mom, or both at the same time, scholars, professionals in the medical field, in the law field, in politics, just really self made, a woman who leads, and she makes no apologies for her success, no matter what level, no matter, it doesn't always have to be a grand thing. Like, alpha female doesn't necessarily have to be some uber professional, successful, rich person. It's just a woman who um, does everything herself and is a doer and is a go getter and is ambitious. Now, there are some shadowy aspects to that, some lower expressions of the alpha female. I have to admit that. And you know, people can tend to say that an alpha female is bitchy, you know what I'm saying, or is bossy, something like ruthless or arrogant. One thing is intimidating. That's very key. A lot of people say that, she can be very intimidating. Okay. So the walls on an alpha female are very high, okay, and very solid. All right, the emotional walls, the energetic walls, and it takes a lot to get her walls down. Literally, it'll take a wrecking ball to bring that wall down. But when it comes down, you will be very pleased and very happy that you put in that work, because the rewards that you get are, someone who would love you deeply, someone who will be loyal, someone who can be your friend, someone that is basically a great person. So, and a lot of times people don't understand why she would have those walls up. Well, just like any other person, even men have walls as well, emotional and energetic walls. But for the alpha female specifically, why her walls are so high and so solid is because it could be because of inner trauma, inner child trauma, childhood traumas, relationship traumas, daddy issues, physical trauma, sexual trauma. It could be like a myriad of reasons why her walls are so high and so solid. And then that's where the lower expressions come into play as well. Like I was saying about um, being said to be being bitchy and bossy and arrogant, intimidating, and all of those things. That's when the the lower expressions come in when people are she's interacting and people don't understand why she interacts in the manner in which she does. It's because of what she has experienced. Okay, and overall it really just is because she has experienced various disappointments, deep disappointments, and very deep traumas in the hands of a man, period. Okay, so emotional blockages, energetic blockages, physical, like whatever, you're just you're just not getting it. Okay. She will not trust a man to take care of her because of what she has experienced. So, hence, then the take charge attitude that I got to do everything myself, because that's where that comes in, because she just doesn't trust um, her partner. It doesn't have to be a man, her partner to take care of her or take care of things that she normally takes care of. So she takes on male energy basically, because the act of doing and strategizing and always having your hands in everything and being the doer and being the go getter, that is male energy. So she takes on the male energy to navigate her life, because she just doesn't know any other way. And a lot of times, also, one thing that we need to take into consideration, a lot of women don't necessarily choose to be that way. It's kind of forced, especially when you're talking about someone who may be divorced, someone who may be, a single mom, someone who is who has been put in positions to be the end all be all in her family. Sometimes it's not by choice all the time. So, and she still dates, and she still is able to function in relationships to a certain degree, And, but it's never fully, um, she's never fully expressed in that relationship because there's never really a good balance of the masculine and feminine energy. So you're not really seeing her core. You're not really seeing her true self because of this imbalance of energies, where that meaning there is more masculine energy than there is feminine energy. Doesn't mean that the feminine energy is not there. It's just that the masculine is in the front. The masculine is what's coming up. That's what she uses to navigate her day to day life. And sometimes it just can't be helped. All right. So that's where that imbalance comes in, and that's where that need for balance comes in. And with the alpha female, it's going to be hard for her, to operate in more of a feminine energy. But when you're aware, when you have an awareness of this within you, like for me, for example, my awareness of the imbalance of my masculine and feminine energies just really came in for me recently, like within the past year or two. You know what I mean? Because I would be burnt out a lot. I would be, and it's not that I didn't have any support. It's just that I am the type of person that I just I'm just a doer. That is just my personality, and that I need to exert my energy. I have a lot of energy, and I need to exert it in ways and be productive. And then I would do so. I would be into everything, and then I would be burnt out. And then I guess when you're like that, the people in your life tend to get used to that. Okay, they get used to it. They get used to the fact that you're doing everything. You are, you know, they look to you for answers that they could easily answer themselves. Is because a lot of times we women, we set the stage for that, and we don't realize it. And then when we start evolving and we start awakening and we start working on ourselves and trying to be the best versions of ourselves, start practicing self-care and all of that, we realize that maybe I set the stage for this. I set this precedent, and now it needs to be worked on. It needs to be healed. It needs to change. Because she is so used to being everything to others, and not, and herself, and not to herself, that she finds it extremely hard to make space for another person. When you're so used to taking care of things yourself, and things like that, it's hard for you to make space for others in your life, and in terms of a relationship, in terms of letting someone in, and kind of unifying with that person, because you're so used to being the end all be all. Now, for example, if you're an alpha female and you've met a really great guy, and he's coming into your situation, let's say she has kids too, and he's coming into your situation, and he wants to alleviate some of the stuff that you've been doing by yourself for so long. In terms of, like, let's use something simple, like, domestic stuff, like cleaning and cooking and things like that. There are guys out there that know how to clean and cook. I would hope so. But so he's coming in and wanting to do that, and she's like, oh no, I got it. And it's not like, oh, let me do it, you can't do it. It'll just be a reflex. Like, you'll just be like, oh no, it's okay, I got it. Because you're just so used to doing it, you can't even fathom allowing someone else to take the load off for you. You know, it's really intriguing, and I think that a lot of women would really benefit from, just letting other people, like, delegate, like, and letting other people help, ask for help, and allowing others to come in and support you. I'm not saying, like, let people take over your life, but if there are things that you can let go of and allow others, your support team, your support system, your family, friends, whoever, um, is providing support for you to do, let it happen, girl. Let it happen. um, what an alpha female needs, right? And that's the whole point of my podcast today. The person that she is with is going to know, needs to know, and know and understand that imbalance of masculine and feminine energies. They're going to have to know about it, understand it, and not judge her for it, and be willing to help her. with it, because this it is a process, and this person has to be super. This person has to be super confident in themselves and very grounded and patient and really understand the dynamics of energy, masculine and feminine energy, and how they show up in an alpha female. They're gonna have to understand and know about it in order to work with someone who is trying to work on themselves, really, and kind of soften, you know. The alpha female's person has to draw her feminine out by acting from your heart consistently. Consistency is very key in this process, because you're going to need to gain her trust and maintain it. Okay, you can gain somebody's trust, and then when you get it, then you fall short, and then you backslide, and then it becomes a slippery slope. No, you got to be serious. Okay, you got to be serious, and you have to maintain that trust. I didn't. My Siri is popping up. Anyway, you have to maintain it so that she is comfortable. She's comfortable in letting her guard down, so that she can sit more in her feminine energy and sit more in her Empress energy. If you're familiar with the tarot cards, for a change, you know what I mean? Because she's always in her masculine. So it's about gaining her trust, being consistent, and allowing her to sit in her feminine. Yeah. Going back to drawing her feminine out real quick. Consciously put her in situations, right, that where she has to give up control. Put her in situations that where she has to give up her control, so that you can alleviate her her weight, and allow her to be. Like an example, surprise her with a date or a trip she had nothing to do with. She didn't plan it, she didn't do anything. You just pick her up from work and say, hey, we're going here for the weekend. I already packed your bag. I already did this, that, and the third, and you are going. And we're not going home to do anything, to pick anything up. We're not doing anything that you're going to sit in this car or whatever on this plane, and you're just going to be in the moment. Okay. Another thing that an alpha female needs, okay, is someone to display their leadership. Leadership is key. Consistency is key, and also the ability to show her that you are a leader as she is. Like, you both can be the pilots of the plane, the pilot and the co-pilot. So don't just display your leadership, and don't just let her run shit. Show her that you pay attention to what she has going on in her life, in terms of what she does on a day-to-day basis, and show her that you can lead. You know what I mean? You can be, she doesn't have to be the leader. That you guys are, like I said, co-pilots of the plane. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. Consistency is so important. Don't be sometimey, okay? Don't be sometimey with it. The point to all of this is to gain trust and bring that wall down, okay? So that she can become a little softer in her demeanor and her energy, and open her heart chakra, her heart space, little by little. So, someone who gives her emotional security, effective, and healthy leadership will get the most feminine, relaxed, trusting, guard down, nurturing version of a woman. Okay? That is what the alpha female needs. Right? So that is all I wanted to share with you all. I'll wrap it up here. I hope that this information resonated and helped um, anyone who's listening out there. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and even comment. Let me know what you thought of the content and your experiences if you're an alpha female, or if you are someone who is with an alpha female. Let me know what your thoughts. Go ahead and look in the description box. If you don't already know what I do, I am a psychic medium. I am a Reiki practitioner. So I do readings and healing. So if you would like a personal reading and or healing from me, you can look in the description box and find out all the information that you need to contact me in there. And if you're listening on the podcasting platforms, I want to thank you again for listening. Thank you again for watching. And leave me a review on the podcasting platforms, especially on the Apple Podcasts. All right. My website, for everyone that wants to reach out to me, is martinefilton.com. And you can follow me on all my socials. Everything is down in the show notes and the description box. And thank you again. And I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.